Figurative language is one of my favorite things to teach. I think it's super fun. What figurative language is? It's the use of words that go beyond their ordinary meaning. So a figurative sentence or statement has two meanings. The literal meaning, which is exactly what it says, or the figurative meaning, which means you have to use your imagination to try to figure out what the author is actually trying to say. Here we have an example. The girl was as fast as a cheetah. We know that people don't run as fast as cheetahs. Cheetah is the fastest land animal. And so it is comparing the cheetah and the girl by speed. A simile is a figure of speech comparing two different things using the words like or as. Our example is, after the football game, the boy was so sore he walked like a toy soldier. So here we have an image of a toy soldier, and it kind of helps you imagine what the boy looked like being sore from that game. A metaphor is a figure of speech comparing two things, which is just like a simile, but this time we're not going to use the words like or as. You are going to say that one thing is the other. For example, Joe is a couch potato, which means he's lazy, he stays on the couch all the time. He's not actually a potato. Next we have onomatopoeia. This is a word or words that imitate a sound. So boom, clap, splash, click. Those are all sounds that you can write out. Those are all onomatopoeia. The click, click, click of the computer keys gave Mrs. Jones a headache. Personification. This is where you're giving human-like qualities or human-like characteristics to something that is not alive. For example, the moonlight walked across the water. Excuse me. The light of the moon can't literally walk. Another example would be the sun danced in the sky. We know the sun can't actually dance. Hyperbole. This figurative language is where we are exaggerating something, being extra dramatic with something. Okay? For example, our teacher is so old, she probably taught cavemen how to make a wheel. Well, thankfully, I'm not that old. I'm only 27. But here we are exaggerating how old the teacher is. Or when you hear someone say, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. No one's going to actually eat a horse. That's just saying that they are extremely, extremely hungry. Alliteration. This is where we have multiple words in a row that start with the same sound or the same letter. Okay? Cop Kurt wrote Wanda the Witch a speeding ticket. She was flying and flipping over the 55-mile-an-hour limit. So, many of you may have heard, she sells seashells down by the seashore. That is an alliteration, starting with multiple S's. All right, so we are going to do some practicing. Before I go to the next slide, which is going to have an answer, I want to give you a chance to think about your answer in your head. Okay, so bang, clang, and hiss are examples of what type of figurative language? You can pause the video if you're not ready for the answer. It is going to be on the next slide. Onomatopoeia. Give yourself a pat on the back if you got that right. Next, what type of figurative language is this sentence? Helga hangs handkerchiefs on the line. The answer is alliteration. Next, what type of figurative language is the following sentence? The boy can swim like a fish. Like a fish. The answer is a simile. We're comparing two things using like. The two things they're comparing is the boy and the fish. John is a mountain on the field. What kind of figurative language do we have here? The answer is a metaphor. Hand clap if you got that right. Next, what type of figurative language is used in the following sentence? I told you to clean your room 1,000,000 times. How many of your parents tell you that? All right, the answer is hyperbole. Next, the trees danced by the shore. Trees are dancing. This is personification. And that is it for our figurative language lesson.